The world is a dangerous place, and it's a dynamic place. It's always been dangerous, and it's always been dynamic.
And the people who will use biological weapons are people who are basically not capable of being deterred by retaliation with any kind of weapon of mass destruction. And as we've seen with the anthrax cases, sometimes it takes years to be able to even figure out who did it, let alone retaliate.
The potential for use and many thousands of casualties is quite real.
When I came into this WMD business, primarily on the nuclear side, again, it was a bipolar world. We were worried primarily with Soviet Union. So the threat was kind of all in one place, understandable. It was very much a nuclear threat. And what we see today is very different than that. Every nation that we see that has weapons of mass destruction is a different and unique challenge.
So the priorities changed with time. Obviously, right after the anthrax attack, there was significant interest in biological weapons. There was always an interest in nuclear, and changing levels of interest in chemical weapons.
Are we prepared to destroy chemical weapons at remote facilities in very difficult environments? The answer is coming from here. And the answer is yes, we can do that because of the research and the development that's coming on here.
Every nation that we see that has weapons of mass destruction is a different and unique challenge. Some of them chemical, some of them biological, some of them nuclear, some of them combined. So we as the technologists have to be prepared to support any one of those scenarios, just a number of additional scenarios that we have not faced in the past.
On the biological side, are we able to detect an outbreak? Are we able to respond to an outbreak with the right antidote, with the right treatment? Are we able to help ensure that U.S. men and women in uniform are able to operate, fight, and win in a WMD environment? That's what we do here.
We are largely a sponsoring organization, so our job is to look for solutions to our military needs, to allocate funding to the right people at the right time for the right products.
When we began to have a problem with IEDs, we looked at what were the soldiers having a problem with. Well, they were having a problem with getting up close to the device and then it would detonate. So we thought, what we need are really cheap, expendable robots that we can send and sort of nudge that IED or perhaps clip a wire or something. So we went to a robot manufacturer and we said, you need to stop whatever production you were doing and you need to make robots just for these soldiers. Well, no, let me explain. Soldiers are dying every day. It's your duty as a citizen to do this for them, and they did. And we saved a lot of lives. So we covered the entire spectrum from preventing a problem, that is finding a device, potentially neutralizing it, to dealing with an evolving threat with IEDs.
In the end, we apply our monies to the hard problems where we feel the academic community, the basic research community can lead us to novel and more affordable, cost-effective ways of dealing with very difficult challenges from weapons of mass destruction.
Nobody spoon feeds us a list of here's what we'd like you to go work on. We have to develop that list very much through our own expertise, our own interaction with our customer base.
What a lot of people don't realize is the depth of the relationship that DTRA, the SCC, has with the Special Operations Command. We represent 100% of their research and development in the WMD arena. We help them in a variety of different ways dealing with potential nuclear, chemical, biological threats and targets.
The National Guard is one of our primary customers, I would think, in our reach back. They are dealing with things every day within their state. Very interesting modeling challenges. It could be a fire at a chemical plant. It could be an overturned rail car with interesting chemicals. And so the reach back to our website just for the information that it carries, but also they'll always get a human. And if they have questions about the effect of a chemical, the effect of the weather, and where that may go and deposit and be a hazard to humans, then we will instantly be able to provide that answer to them.
But we are WMD 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And not just catching up to the WMD problem that the nation was facing, but now actually anticipating and getting out in front of the problem has been one of the greatest evolutions I've seen in recent years. That now we actually understand the problem well enough that we are the DoD's anticipation, I think, of not just threats, but what perhaps countermeasures that we could apply to defeat the threat.